Hi, I'm Andrew, and I'm here to give you a quick tour of PathwayIQ. And you're probably here because you know and understand the value of customer journeys, but are a little bit frustrated trying to get customer journey information out of website analytics. And that's exactly why PathwayIQ exists. We're here to take complex journeys that could take days, weeks, or even months to happen and give you access to see exactly what channels, pages, and content are driving people to convert and what's not. So we'll turn our attention to the dashboard here, and before we do, I want you to think a little bit about your own website. And first off, all the different ways that you're driving traffic into it: paid search, paid social, display ads, maybe there's an SEO play going, posting on LinkedIn, all these different ways of bringing people to your site in the hopes of converting them. And once they arrive, you have a ton of different pages across your site that are also designed to move people through a journey, give them the information that they need, and get them to convert. And so that's things like landing pages, product pages, case studies, customer stories, a resource center, your blog. Again, all designed to get people to convert. And so what I've done here in PathwayIQ is I've set up a report that's going to show us people that are coming from any starting point, so essentially all the traffic that's coming to your site, regardless of channel, and then the journey that they're taking to get to contact us buttons, so essentially becoming a lead in this case. And the date range that I've set is journeys that have concluded or converted in the past 30 days. The cool thing about PathwayIQ is that while we're going to look at conversions that happened in the past 30 days, it's going to return journeys that could have started days, weeks, or months before that. And that's how we account for these really long, complex customer journey that, again, take quite a bit of time to happen. So there's different sections in the report, and we're going to drill into a few of them. And the first one here is you're looking at your overall conversion funnels. So you can see that starting off that your conversion rate's about 2.97%, and over the past 30 days that you've converted 485 new people to leads. But when we dig into this a little bit more, what we can see is that your single touch conversion rate, which is typically people coming to a landing page, so they're seeing one page and they're converting right away, is pretty low, only 1.18%, and you've only converted 6 people in the last 30 days. Conversely, if you look at the multi-touch conversion funnel, this is showing you people that are coming in and they're viewing multiple pages over multiple sessions and then eventually converting. And in this case, your conversion rate's much higher, so 3%, and the overall journey converted is 479. So right off the bat, this is telling you a story that maybe driving people to a landing page isn't the best experience for them, that they need to have a little bit more information, they need to be educated, they need to be moved through their journey in order to get them to convert. And then if you do that, you have a much higher conversion rate. And so now you're probably asking yourself, okay, that's interesting, but I want to understand what pages on my website are important within these journeys. And so if we scroll down here to the bottom, we have this table where we break down content by touch, or pages by touch. And this is going to show you where all the pages on your site show up in journeys across the first touch, the last touch, and the middle touch. And the most interesting thing here is what I like to look at is the middle touch, because, for instance, this case study is interesting because it's got really low first touch attribution. So not a lot of people began their journey here. It's got really low last touch attribution, so only one person saw this and then converted right away. But it is part of 348 of those 480 something journeys within the middle touch. And so it's these middle touch pages and content assets are the ones that would never really show up as being interesting in a first touch, last touch attribution model, but they're essentially the catalysts that sit in the midpoint of the journeys and are moving people through and getting them to convert. Once you identify what's important in these journeys and what pages are showing up, then of course that you can start thinking about, okay, well, how do we drive more people to those pages? How do we make it easier for them to convert by adding CTAs and things along those lines? So a bunch of different optimizations that you can do to increase those conversion rates. The last thing that we'll look at in this report is what we call our pathway visualization module. And right here it shows you that off the bat that it takes about 14 different pages on average to get people to convert, and your average time to convert is 42 days. So from the time it takes someone from the time they first show up at your site to the time that they convert, on average it takes 42 days, and that's really your lead acquisition or your customer acquisition cycle length. We then break that down by channel. So in this case that we can show you that people that are coming in through paid search account for 187 of those 400 and something journeys, but the duration is pretty long, so 48 days and 3 hours, and it takes 27 touches to get people to convert. And you can see here with this pathway visualization what that consumer behavior looks like. So they're coming in through paid search, they're being dumped to a landing page, They're not giving up their email right there. They're actually then going on a journey through 25 other pages before they're eventually converting 48 days later on your Contact Us buttons. Conversely, if we look at organic social, that makes up 171 journeys, but look at the duration, significantly shorter, so 22 days, and it only takes 8 touches. And so you can then look at this pathway and say, okay, people are coming in through organic social, they're going to this piece of content, then they're viewing 6 other pieces of content or other pages before they're getting to a product pricing page and then converting. And so this then becomes essentially a golden pathway because you're converting a high number of people, but in a really short period of time. And once you identify those golden pathways, of course, then you can optimize around it and find different ways of driving people into those pathways, getting people to convert sooner, and so on and so forth. So at the end of the day, PathwayIQ is all about showing you exactly what's happening on your site from a customer journey perspective so that you can make better decisions about where to invest from a channel perspective, where are you driving people, what content to make more or less of, and at the end of the day, increase your conversion rates, reduce the amount of time that it takes to convert, and save budget along the way as well. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about the platform and more importantly, share some of the challenges that you may have around customer journey, we'd love to hear from you. And thank you very much for taking a little time to learn more today.